been a huge surge of activity in using different types of neural networks and deep learning to actually design new molecules. So if we think that today there's a lot of physical compound storage and a lot of high throughput screening that's used to understand what kind of molecular structures will be most effective against a particular target, we're now seeing a lot of that being computerized, which I think is very exciting for the future. Designing drugs and discovering drugs more in silico than in wet labs and in physical environments. Secondly, I think we've seen more automation of the process. So thinking about the process you go through when you need to design a new molecule, you have to synthesize that molecule in terms of the chemical process, and then you have to understand the properties of that molecule. That is quite a long cycle. We've seen that cycle accelerated rapidly through the use of AI technologies and automation of those synthesis routes and the assessment of those molecules, which can turn a process that used to take weeks into one that now takes hours.
The most important developments in AI drug design happen, from my point of view, to be the results that are generated by the various entities, regardless of the technologies that they use, because that's really the proof of the process. So producing satisfying results is really the end goal of all of the technologies. And we're finding that with the processes we use, we have generated more results, more published results, and we're quite happy about that.
We probably all know about DeepMind and the retina scans. These are, you could say, some milestones, but these are hard to streamline, and the future will really lie on biology-driven drug discovery, and this is something that the BrainCure's Discovery Engine platform does really well. We have a biology foundation that can then empower artificial intelligence into then streamlined solutions for drug discovery, repurposing, and biomarker-based patient stratification.
I think the application of deep learning methods has been really impactful, and the utility of such technologies is actually making a marked difference, especially on the speed of going from a concept to a lab test or a clinical test. And I think that's the acceleration of that process. What would have taken a normal lab scientist multiple years to do, now that same lab scientist can iterate more quickly and get to a compound with a higher likelihood of success much quicker.
I think the most important developments have been the publication of new public data sets. I think that the great constraint, especially in chemistry, is the limit on the amount of publicly available data.